Good morning, Vietnam. No, wait, I'm not in Vietnam anymore. That post-traumatic stress disorder is getting me again. I'm in Alaska now. Okay, good morning, Alaska. No, wait. This is the internet. People all over the world can tune in. Okay, good morning, globe. And here we are again on the Doomstead Diner on our brand new cooking show, the Collapse Zone. Or the Cooking Zone. I can't even remember what I'm calling the show. And today, this morning, I'm doing another in my series of videos on cooking eggs. Don't you love that lighter? Is that guy nice? Beautiful. That's solid brass. Fucking torch. Great device. Okay, back to the deal. So anyhow, I came upon the idea of doing a cooking show and for the 7th anniversary of the Doomstead Diner blog and forum, which covers collapse in all its forms: economic, geopolitical, environmental, climate, you name it, and if there's a disaster out there, we're covering it. And we have some great writers, and we invite you all to come by and visit with us and join us inside the diner in the forum, where the real good collapse news occurs. Okay, well, that's enough promotional material for the diner, and let's move on here. Anyway, so I discovered in the process of making the videos for the diner 7th anniversary celebration meal, I ran across a video of a professional chef on the net teaching people how to make a fucking scrambled egg. And I mean, he had like over 1 million views to this YouTube vid. And I'm like, holy shit, if you can get 1 million views to a video on how to scramble an egg, what about if I went ahead and made videos on all the different ways to scramble or to cook an egg, right? I mean, you know, there are a multitude of ways to cook an egg. And I figured that I needed to make a comprehensive series of videos on cooking eggs. And who needs these videos? Well, that's a good question, too. I mean, who is so stupid that they don't know how to scramble an egg? Well, the only conclusion I come to on that score was the only people that are that stupid are the just deplorable, demented dimwits who voted for Donald Trump in 2016. And out of great concern for these individuals, I decided I should help them and teach them how to make eggs. It's important for them. Eggs are a very good source of protein. They're very reasonable in price, and very versatile in cooking. You can just cook them plain, or you can make many types of eggs. You can add vegetables to them and make omelets of various types. You can bake them and make quiches. They're used in baking. I mean, it's just endless. There's endless ways to cook up your eggs. But for this beginning part of the series, the deal was that I figured I really, I should start with the basics. So, I did my own scrambled egg video to start off with. And then I did Egg Over Easy and, a couple other videos. I haven't published all of them as of yet. Is that hot or not hot? It's not too bad. Okay. We're starting to get hot. And actually, watching a pot boil or waiting for a pot to boil, that's pretty fucking boring. And I may stop this video if I run out of stupid things to say, but I hardly ever run out of stupid things to say, so I may be able to keep it going. So, anyway, yesterday I made another video on how to make a poached egg, which people just don't do hardly anymore, at least not at home. I have not gone out and gotten a poached egg at somebody else's house. I don't remember the last time that happened. And, even at places like IHOP, no poached eggs, or at least not the last time I went. And you can get poached eggs in more high-end restaurants, where they usually come as an Eggs Benedict. And I'm going to need a glove for this because I don't want to fry my fingers again for the umpteen millionth time while doing these cooking vids. You should protect your hands, especially if you're a fucking cripple, because you don't always feel it, or at least not quick enough to react, and then you get a nice burn. And getting this glove on, this is a tight glove, which I like, tight gloves. You can grab things better. See, is that a beautiful work glove or what? So let's take this off. Yeah, we're getting hot enough. But what we're going to do here on this guy is, because we're boiling up eggs, we are going to add something to the water while we're boiling it. And the thing we're going to add is salt, if I can grind it. Now, why am I adding salt to water that's just going to have some eggs sitting in it? And it's not actually even going to salt up the water. Why would I do that? And it's because when you dissolve salt in water, it will boil a little bit hotter. And that will help cook your eggs better and more evenly. Now, normally, at sea level and so forth, normal barometric pressure, water boils at 212 Fahrenheit. But now, as you can see, maybe, this water is boiling at 221, which is a good temperature for boiling eggs. So now, I know I'm working very fast for the Trump voters, and I hope I'm not losing them in the classroom. Let me take off my glove now again, because when you lose the terminally stupid in your classroom, then they become behavior problems, and then you have problems with the administration who wants to teach you how to teach stupid people. And, You can't fucking teach really stupid people. There's just no learning going on there. And so, it's, you know, this exercise in trying to help the demented and deplorable dimwits who voted for Donald Dietrich Trumpovetsky in the first elections back there in, or not the first elections, I mean, that goes back to George Washington, right? But the first time he got elected, they voted the guy in, and we've been stuck with him since 2016, and he is progressively and in more hilarious terms totally fucking up the country even more every goddamn day. And I don't know if I can really help the sufferers of Trumpovsky syndrome. They're probably hopeless. But, you know, for the rest of you, maybe this will help. And, you know, you'll learn how to make a decent egg, right? Okay, so we've had our eggs now in the pot boiling away for, a couple of minutes, I would guess. I'm not paying real close attention, and that's not a good thing. Because one of the mission critical aspects of boiling an egg to eat or to consume is keeping track of the time. Because how long you cook it for will very much change the way the interior portion of the egg ends up coming out. And I happen to like my eggs, well, I would say them medium done when boiling. I want that center to be a little bit gel-like. Not gooey, not runny, but gel-like. And again, this one depends on the temperature of the water, how much salt you used, how big the eggs were, and of course, how well you kept track of the fucking time. And so, all that matters a lot. Now, in general, I find that somewhere between 6 and 7 minutes with a normal-sized egg is pretty much correct, as far as I'm concerned. And I've got 3 eggs going here. Not that I'm going to eat 3 eggs at once. I'm going to cook them to varying degrees of doneness here. And I'm going to take them out one at a time. I put them in all at the same time. And we're going to have a look at what the difference is between the eggs once we take them out. And you can test the way you like an egg, as you please. Everybody kind of has different taste to that. So let's take one of them out right now. I've bullshitted enough. Okay, and I'm going to put it over here. Let it cool. Now, another thing, and this is another, complex addition for the Trump voters who probably can't grasp it, but the eggs actually continue to cook when you pull them out, because they're still hot. And one thing you can do is run them under cold water, and that will stop the cooking process quite rapidly. So, if you know what your eggs are like, you can, in fact, halt the process. Now, I try not to do that because I like to let the egg gel up on its own and cool on its own for me to then peel the egg and see how it came out and eat it. Which, in the good old days when I was driving truck, I would make a bunch of boiled eggs in my Freightliner with a camping stove, and I would keep them. And if I had to make an early morning delivery or pickup, my breakfast often was a couple of boiled eggs, which I could eat while I was driving, as long as I remembered to peel the eggs prior to getting the truck underway. Don't try to drive an 18-wheel truck while you peel an egg. It's not safe. Okay, and we'll go over trucker breakfast meals at a later time. All right, so the water is now off, and we can shut it. The eggs are cooling down, and in a few minutes, we're going to have an egg, or maybe two. Okay, and we'll see you later.